All right, we've got a lot to talk about. It's our tropical update, and of course, it's right off the top with information regarding our tropical storms as we continue to monitor the Atlantic and on into the Caribbean. Now, you can see that in the where the Atlantic folds over to the Caribbean, we have Laura, our tropical storm there, and we have the other tropical storm, which is no longer TD14, but is Tropical Storm Marco, and that is heading on off toward the Yucatan. So that's the focus. Two storms headed for the same place, or at least the same region, the Gulf of Mexico, for early next week. Now, Marco has winds of 40 miles an hour and is going to continue moving across the northeastern edge of the Yucatan, heading into the southwestern Gulf by Sunday morning, and then arcing over and heading toward Houston. But notice, when it has the hole in the middle, the donut hole there, that means it's a tropical storm. So it stays a tropical storm right on in with this forecast into Tuesday evening, with winds of 50 miles an hour. And again, our next name has been reached, but looking at the history, this is the earliest M storm we've ever had since the naming of storms. Now, we're looking at that area of low pressure that is Marco continuing to move toward the Texas coast over the course of early next week to Tuesday evening. Now, as that happens, if this track is north like that, it should shove most of the rain off to the north and northeast, while we will be on the dry side. So our forecast for showers is going to be iffy at best on into, say, Monday, Tuesday, and Wednesday of next week. That positioning of Marco could shut everything down for us and leave us hot and dry. Now let's take a look at Laura. It's continuing to move across, forecast to move across Cuba, and then on in to the Gulf, and heading for Wednesday evening to Louisiana, maybe Alabama, Mississippi or Alabama coastlines. You've got a lot of high-end property in here. New Orleans, Biloxi, Mobile, Pensacola, a lot of targets there. So again, two storms moving into the same region would be historical to move into the Gulf of Mexico at the same time like this. Never happened before, not in recorded history anyway. You can see again by Tuesday afternoon to evening, it's already making landfall, and the same is true for Wednesday morning to Wednesday evening, making landfall on up into what could be anywhere from New Orleans to Pensacola for Laura. So a lot of things going on with, earliest M storm, and first time we've had two storms in the Gulf of Mexico in written history. That's just a ton to take in as to how busy the tropical nerds are going to be now through the middle of next week. 76 tonight, southeast wind 5 to 10. Your forecast for tomorrow, looking at about the mid to upper 90s, but we're also looking at just a slight chance for a sea breeze shower to push in. Something you just have to duck out of the way for a few minutes and you're done. And again, remaining hot through and through, south to southeast breezes, and there you go. And then, of course, we're talking about the influence of Marco coming up after the weekend. So pretty much the weekend's just going to be good and hot, because 98 on Sunday as a valley average high feels like 106. And conditions on the bay this weekend, conditions on the surf, great stuff. Temperature 80 degrees out there on the surf. But again, the chance for rain is dicey because of Marco's position. If it's a little more east and going more north of us and taking an easterly track of us, that will leave that rain out of the forecast. So check Andrew Shipley's forecast on Saturday for the latest there. Of course, we'll have updates on our website, valleycentral.com, and on social media as well. So that's it in a nutshell. Doesn't look like we see a direct threat to the valley, but we certainly are interested.